Hello my wasabis, this is Jirbie from Couchwasabi. So for today's video, it's actually a requested video, so I'm very much excited to talk about this. Today's video is a little bit about story time and giving tips and advice for budding entrepreneurs. Or if you are an oiler or an oil enthusiast and you want to take it to the next level, you want to convert your passion into something that's profitable and turn it into a business, then please keep on watching. Alright, so I have my mini notebook here. Kasi this video is actually requested by Lou Caballero. She's one of the attendees for the summit. And I list down like the top 5 advice. Kasi she requested for me to share my top 5 advice for newbies who make products for themselves and their family. And my advice to those who want to explore the business side of it. Okay? So, ito ang aking mahiwagang notebook for this year where I write all my thoughts and plans and whatever. It has to be here. So, before I actually decided to sit down and film this, I took down notes para meron tayong structure. Alright, so if you guys are new here, I am Jirbie. I am a certified aromatherapist, a graduate of New York Institute of Aromatic Studies. I have been teaching essential oils since 2018, I think. 2018, and I graduated last 2019. And since then, I've been teaching. I have handled various workshops. I've had schedules with Gourdos, with Casa de Lorenzo. I've done a lot of events in malls, in schools because of this. So, and aside from that, just last December, we had the first ever Philippine Online Essential Oil Summit. So that was really amazing. And through that event and through those events, actually, I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of students. And, you know, I am in touch with them. And it's really nice. It's actually very flattering to know that some of them look up to me in this arena. It's really an honor to be that someone in your lives. Actually, ako rin, I also have my inspirations. I also have my pegs in the aromatherapy world. And, you know, it's just really nice to be able to get in touch with them personally. You know, every time you have one-on-one with them, feeling mo mentor mo sila. So it's really, I'm really flattered for you to send in your questions, to ask my thoughts about it. And I hope na you get something out of this video. Alright? Okay. So before anything else, ganito yung scenario. During the pandemic, a lot of girls, women moms have been into oiling. And, you know, it's really nice to concoct your own things, di ba? Parang feeling mo chemist ka, feeling mo ang galing-galing mo. And you let your family try it, tapos nag-work, it really feels good. We all started from there, right? I started from there. I dabbled into essential oils because of my allergic rhinitis. And when I was able to manage it, I was really very happy because I didn't really have to use Allerta anymore, pharmaceutical drugs anymore, and that would be so much nicer for my body, for my liver. Kaya I was really impressed and delved so much more into it. One by one, yung mga health concerns ko, I tried to manage it with essential oils, and I'm never disappointed. But early on, I decided to invest in myself. I decided to take my certification and finish it because I want a very credible knowledge about it. I didn't want to rely on online information, although there are a lot of information online and free, and yun lang yung ano doon. Kasi maraming nagbibigay ng information and hindi lahat doon credible. I realized that early on. I'm a very bookish person, so mas gusto ko talaga na merong parang formal training even before I roll out. Like every time I roll out a new workshop, trust me, I've studied it formally in some way with an institution or an industry professional before actually rolling whatever workshop that I have. Kasi I want that mastery. I want to be a really credible resource person about that topic. I'm not comfortable talking about things na half-baked, but that's just me. Okay? So, tip number 1 is lay down all the pipeline. When I say lay down all the pipeline, you have to make sure na you sit down on it, think about it. Of course, all of us, somewhere along the way, you don't want those things to remain as a passion. Somewhere along the way, you would want it to be a profit center. You would want to earn from it. You would want an ROI, di ba? Return on investment of some sort. So, sit down on it, pag-isipan mo, write down notes, write down all your thoughts. It's very important to write things down kasi it's more concrete pag nakikita mo siya. Kaysa sa iniisip-isip mo lang, tapos makakalimutan mo or matatabunan na ng ibang thoughts. You can. Sometimes I do my notes on my phone. So, yung notes ko sa phone, punong-puno din yan. Kasi, like when I'm on the road, right? Sometimes hindi ko makarite sa notebook. Or in the mall. Sometimes I get inspiration and thoughts or parang ideas when I'm just outside walking. So, I also put it in my phone. And then like for the bigger plans or parang bigger things that I want to plan, the things that I plan 3 months ahead of time or next year, ganyan, I put it in a notebook. Okay, so lay down everything. When I say lay down the pipeline, you have to think about your DTI permits, how to formalize that business. If you'd ask me, important pa na may DTI permit? If you plan to sell online, I would say yes. It's just that somehow it formalizes things. But remember, if you are getting mura lang naman yung DTI. I mean, it's so affordable. It's not even that expensive. So just get your DTI name, formalize it. It gives some sort of an assurance for your customers na parang, oh, that's legit. Hindi siya yung fly-by-night thing. Pero kung plan mo naman just to give it to your friends and family, of course, everyone naman, for sure naman, most of the online sellers you see walang DTI yan. For sure, they started selling to their friends and families. Tapos, as soon as they see that it picks up, they open it to a bigger market or, bago nila i-formalize. So, dun din naman ako nag-start. I actually have been involved with a lot of micro-entrepreneurial activities since I was in grade 1. I started selling stickers and stationeries when I was young. All throughout my school life, I've been selling this and that. That's just me. So, I remember being featured in LaSalle's publication, in LaSalle's newspaper, being an entrepreneur. In college, I've been selling handmade accessories. Gumagawa ako nun. I also used to sell crocheted phone cases. Nobody was doing that then, so I've been doing that. Handcrafted things are my thing since I was very young. What else did I do? I do a lot of things. I like earning my own money. I've been very independent from my parents since I was college. I don't really ask much money from them. And all of the things I have now is honestly because of my sariling sikap din. Yes, I was given a good education. And I think that's really important. I'm very grateful for my parents for it. But my education after college, like my certification, all the things na inaaral ko ngayon because of my interest, it's because of me. It's because of my sariling role ng pera, yung sarili ko na yung ipon. So, yun. It's just very important that you think about all those things, na magpa-DTI ka. Should you wish to formalize it, pupunta ka sa BIR, you have to process all of these permits. You have to have your barangay permit, city permit, if you want to get to know more about that. I will link it up here. I'll put a card up there to share with you my process during my application. But another tip, if you're planning to open a business, Quezon City is not the best place for you. Quezon City is not the most friendly for micro-entrepreneurs, as in. I've talked to a lot of people. They say the same thing. So, if you have a chance, just don't choose Quezon City. Choose another city. Choose Pasig or something. Choose, a nicer, friendlier city to micro-entrepreneurs. I heard sa Valenzuela, in some other cities, they give discounts because of what happened, because of the pandemic. But in Quezon City, wala kaming discount, may increase pa. At nakaka-stress pa kung saan nila binase yung tax namin. So it was really very heartbreaking. Nakaka-demotivate siya talaga. When you feel that the city that you're in doesn't even support you. And all throughout the pandemic, I wasn't able to receive anything. Wala akong support na nakuha, ayuda or tranche or whatever. I wasn't able to get anything because they consider micro-entrepreneurs as hindi mahirap. They consider you as may business ka, so hindi ka mahirap. So hindi ako nabigyan ng support. Pero hindi nila naisip na sobrang na-affect din kami. Like, especially ako. We operate sa retail, so it was like 6 to 8 months of frozen sales. Wala. Nagsara lahat ng malls, right? So, our major retailer is Gourdo's. It was frozen. So, wala. It was really sad. And last year pa lang, I was hoping na sana may support from the city government. Sana may amnesty of some sort or discount. Wala na nga ganun. May increase pa. So, that's really very hard. If you want to be in retail malls, like kung gusto mong pumesto sa mall, then you would have to have your BIR and everything processed. But if you're only online, I think DTI would do. I'm not so sure of the new rules now kasi ang dami nag-online. So, BIR, I think, is rolling out new policies about that. Hindi na applicable yun sa akin kasi meron na talaga akong BIR. I mean, my business has been existing for 3 years. You can see in my YouTube channel, I've been renewing for 3 times. Ilang beses na akong nag-renew ng business permit. Taon-taon yan, you have to do. Yun, those are your things that you have to think about. Kaya mo ba? Are you ready to bite the bullet? Because, you know, that's every year. You have to pay for something. If tingin mo naman na parang very close na circle, then I guess DTI is okay. If you want to branch out, for example, you want to be in malls, you want to go to... Pag bazaar naman, hindi kailangan eh. Before. Pero ewan ko ngayon. And wala na naman nagbabazar ngayon kasi pandemic. So everything's just online. Ako, I still feel that DTI is very important kasi there are programs that are available for companies who are registered under DTI. So you can make use of that. Just this morning, I filled up a form kasi DTI is supporting female entrepreneurs in Quezon City. So, qualified ako dun. So, nag-apply ako kaagad. Kung ano mang support na ibibigay nila. I wanna take it. My friend who owns Mori Notes has been very, very much supported by DTI. Siya naman, kasi she's been with DTI ever since the beginning kasi nga she's supporting a community in Quezon City as a social entrepreneur. So, she's very much into partnership with DTI. Ang perks naman niya, she gets free booths sa malls. Pag meron mga event in DTI, meron siyang booth. So, that's also a big thing kasi ang mahal ng booth sa mall. So, yun yung mga parang perks. So, I suggest talaga you have yourself registered sa DTI, tapos check out programs ng DTI kasi they give support to micro-entrepreneurs. City-wise, Quezon City, wala, but DTI, they do. You can check that out. Okay, so ako, I feel na it's important for you to get registered with DTI. Okay? Tapos yung DTI naman kasi, it's valid for 5 years. So you don't really have to think about it for the next 5 years. It's not that expensive, believe me. And it's really nice lang that you secure your business name. I feel that it's so much more legit kapag meron kang DTI. Tsaka parang yun, it's nice to put na you're not a fly-by-night company. Okay? Tip number 2. Focus on yourself and your product. Ito yung sinabi ko early on na sa simula pa lang, I knew I wanted to achieve mastery, to be a credible person about this topic. So I invested in myself, I enrolled with the course. The course then was very expensive. I had to spend $2,000 for my studies. Pero kasi dalawang course na yun. Early on, I wanted to focus on aromatherapy and beauty formulations talaga. That's my thing. You know, as evident in this channel, you see naman na puro beauty products. And my credentials are also in beauty. So, yun talaga yung gusto ko. Aromatherapy, pero beauty, natural beauty, clean beauty, that's my thing. So, when I enrolled in 2018, it was a double course that I had to pay isang bagsakan. That was that time. Ngayon, kasi meron na silang mga payment plans, so it's so much more affordable now. You can make use of that. You can take that to your advantage. In fact, meron bagong certification course ngayon na parang $300 lang. If you want to get to know more about that, I will link it down below. That is from Amy Galpar. I will link it down below. You can click it, and then you can sign up with that. I have 6 students from the summit who are currently enrolled there, and I'm also mentoring them and guiding them through the course. So, yun, if you wanna be a certified aromatherapist na legit talaga, I will link it down below. You can sign up. We have a group for that. We are It's a small group that I guide them. I give them free classes or workshops in support of that course so they get to learn more. Yun, those are the things that I do. Kasi pandemic naman, we have all the time and we are in the safety of our homes. Wala namang mawawala sa akin, di ba? To share knowledge. And yun, focus on your product. Kasi somewhere along the way, you will realize na ang dami talagang gaya-gaya. Or sometimes, ikaw din, gumaya ka, di ba? Na-inspire ka, gumaya ka, ganyan. But in more ways than one, in my case, marami talagang Me Too products. And ako as a formulator, it really stresses me out when I see those kinds of products na, oh my God, may gumaya ng ganito ko. Oh my God, gumaya. For Caticorn Dreams, my anchor product is shampoo bars. And I'm very proud to say and actually claim that we are the first Filipino shampoo bar here in the Philippines na talagang gawa ng Pinoy. Kami yung nauna. And we were the first in malls na parang lumaban sa Lush. At that time, we started in 2017, somewhere those times. And we were the first. So we were in Gourdo. Ang kalaban lang namin noon si Lush. But now, as you may know, ang dami na nagtuturo din ng shampoo bar. Ang dami na rin shampoo bar kung saan-saan. So, yun. You will really feel irritated sometimes because you feel na parang, oh my God. But that's the cycle of life. It's product life cycle. Ganun talaga. There will always be threat of new entrants. Yan sila. And like what I've picked up from my conversation with Morino's owner Mitzi Uy, you have to focus on yourself versus putting your attention and focus on your katabi. Focus ka sa sarili mo. Think about how you can innovate. Think about ano pa yung pwede mong i-offer. Kasi, it always plays a role na you are the pioneer, you are the first. But kung mapapaiwan ka naman, if you will be stagnant and remain in that spot, mapag-iiwanan ka. So always remember that. Focus on yourself. Like ako, with my studies, I've never stopped. Since finishing my foundations class, my level 1, I'm still studying this, studying that. Ang dami ko nang inenrollan, ang dami ko na rin nakuhang mga diploma, certificates since then. At marami pa akong tinitake. At marami pa akong ina-attendan. Because learning never stops. And if you're really passionate about something, it's kind of natural. As they say, it's a rabbit hole. You want to dig deeper, you want to learn more about it. You just want to build your mastery. And that's me. And I guess what's different about me is my interest is sort of scattered. Medyo pa ganun ako. So I have many interests and I dig deeper at different rates. So parang ganun. Ganun talaga ako. Marami talaga akong hilig in life. But I make sure that I put my money to where it is important. I only pay for courses that are really legit. Yung parang, okay, this girl or this teacher is really credible. She's an industry professional. Or, okay, I like this girl. I like the way she teaches. Hindi lang basta, kasi yan yung sikat, dyan ako mag-enroll. Hindi ganun. Kasi kahit gaano pa siya kasikat, kahit gaano pa siya kauso, if hindi mo naman type yung teaching style, or parang hindi mo ma-absorb, masasayang lang. So it's also very important for you to have that connection with the teacher. I see my teachers as my mentors. Lahat ng in-enrollan ko, it's because I like the way they teach and I like the way they are. I research about them. I also investigate about them, their credentials, before I actually put my money in them. So yun. Focus on your product. Learn as much as you can. Learn how to make your product unique and stand out in the market. Diba? Na para kahit na marami pang sumulpot na Me Too products, marami pang sumulpot na gaya-gaya, in simple terms, yours will still be sellable. Focus on your product. So ako, I do extensive research first before I roll out any new product, and I make sure na I try it to my fur babies. Like for example, my Caticorn Pets line. Caticorn Pets right now is actually doing so much better than Caticorn Dreams. And what I'm very proud of with my Caticorn Pets line is that it's truly very safe for your cats. It's the first Filipino brand that's feline-centric. wala pang ibang brand dito na talaga nag-focus sa cats. It's Catty Corn Pets. But what's good about it is that it's also safe for dogs kasi mas pihikan yung cats. So yun, most of the other pet brands I see are canine-centric, focused on dogs, and then parang okay, gamitin na lang sa cat. But yun yung differentiation ko for Catty Corn Pets. I want all the cat owners to know that this is truly safe for your cats. There's not a single ingredient here na kalokohan na magpapahamak ng cat mo. And the way I do it is that I formulate my stuff here and I really use my cats as my guinea pigs. Sila talaga yung mga first testers. And not all of these formulations actually go out in the market. Meron mga nagpe-fail. Alam mo yun? So, part yun ng focusing on your product. You make sure that it's a pleasant experience from end to end. You try it out, let your friends try it out, gather the feedback. Ganun talaga yung product development cycle. Pag hindi masyadong okay, modify. Pag tingin mo hindi talaga siya mababenta, just shove it in the shelf. So ngayon, quarantine, I actually developed something for my dog, but I don't think it's doing that nice. Kasi ako, hindi masyado pleasant yung experience ko. Inuubos ko lang siya. And even our helpers. Hindi ko na lang sasabihin kung ano, but I'm developing something also for dogs. It's not that nice. So I don't think it's gonna go out. Unless I think of something else. But yun. That's the way I do it. I research. I gain mastery by studying and investing in myself. And whenever I roll out products, I make sure to do extensive research and do trials. And make sure that the end-to-end experience is good before actually rolling out in the market. Kasi parang mas may longevity yun pag ganun. Kaysa sa susunod ka lang sa fad. And then eventually everybody will just copy each other. Tapos parang wala na, lulubog ka na, di ba? Versus, meron ka talagang products that truly stand out because they work, they provide a good experience to your clients, and talagang binibili siya from time to time. So yun, mas sustainable yun. Okay? Third advice is timing is everything. Ito, I'm really a firm believer of this. Every time I have an idea, I write it down and I really work on it. I want to roll it out as soon as possible. I'm a very fast worker. Like everything about me is very ganon. I have very little patience. That's just me. So gusto ko everything talaga mabilis, nagagawa agad. And that's my work ethic ever since before. And that's why also sanay ako magtrabaho mag-isa kasi not everyone is like that. Nasa-stress sila sa akin. So I like working on my own. I like working at my own pace because my pace is really can be stressful to others. Am I a handful? I guess I am. But ganun. That's my tip. Timing is everything. Sometimes, if may idea ka, tapos iniwan mo lang dyan for 1 to 2 months, pagtingin mo meron ng ibang gumawa. Diba? So like my shampoo bar, had I waited 6 more months, meron ng gumaya, meron ng naunang iba. And you won't have that similar impact as when you are the pioneer, as when you are the trailblazer. So for me, timing is everything. Our shampoo bar, our anchor product was the trailblazer in the local arena. Siyempre niyan, ang dami ng gumaya. And yun, ganun talaga. Marami talagang gagaya. So it's very important na you sit down and then think about things and roll it out. Kapag naisip mo, roll it out. Huwag ka na mag-procrastinate. Do as much as you can to roll it out. Another example of being timing is important is yung na-share sa akin ni Morino's owner. Nung nag-pandemic, everything closed down. Buti na lang meron sila yung materials to divert their business from journals because journaling has become obsolete during the pandemic. Actually, nung pumunta ako national, nahirapan na akong bumili ng planner. I normally buy yung pocket calendar, pocket planners, journal. Kasi that's where I put all my notes and parang divided per week. Wala na akong nabili. Kasi it has become obsolete. People are just at home. What else can you plan? Diba? It's so uncertain. Planners have become uncertain. Planners have become obsolete. And so I know Mori Notes was affected also. But they were able to turn it around quickly by adapting to a different product line. Nag-switch lang kaagad sa facial masks, which was very, very relevant at that time. So, yung mga materials nila na pang journal, ginamit nila pang mask, ayan, nabuhay ang business nila. So, yun, timing is everything talaga. Siguro, kung nag-relax pa sila, wala na. Like si BC Fragrance, the owner, Bernadette Lim, also shared with me, Perfume has become obsolete kasi wala nang lumalabas. Sino pang pa-perfume mo? Kayo-kayo lang nakikita sa bahay. But they supported their clients, their customers, and taught them how to use those perfumery materials into alcohol gel or sanitizers. Ayan, so nabuhay. So yun, timing is everything. The quicker you adapt to things, the more successful you will be. Okay? Tip number 4, connect with your customers. This is very, very important kasi walang business, feeling ko, na magiging successful in the long run if gawa lang sila ng gawa ng items and they don't even take feedback. Diba? Parang nobody was born to know everything. And so, you really have to interact with your customers. Mas lalo na now na everything is online, it's so easy for clients to submit feedback to you or leave a comment and share what they think about your product versus siguro in the 90s and 80s, dapat naka-snail mail yung mga feedback, diba? Yun sa mga, I remember with the safeguard boxes, leave your feedback, send, ganyan-ganyan, mail to charat-charat. Ngayon, hindi na, email na lang or drop na lang sila ng comment or, a text message or a Viber community group where they can voice out whatever they want. It's so easy to get feedback now. And we are very big on that. I like listening into customers. I like getting in touch with them, especially on Instagram. That's why I'm very big on Instagram. Facebook can also do the same. It's just that mas may Instagram ako. So yun. Connect with your customers kasi sila yung magbibigay sa'yo ng some of the best ideas that you should work on. Sometimes sila yung magbibigay sa'yo ng bagong negosyo. Parang ganyan. If you just listen to what they need, sila yung magbibigay sa'yo kung ano yung next na dapat mong gawin. Yan. So you have to build a good relationship with your customers. Aside from, two-way yan eh. They give you their feedback, you supply it to them, it also builds trust. Kasi parang, this company is listening to me and what we need. Yan. And it's also an avenue for you to improve your products. Like one of the pet products that I bought recently, ang nice ng customer service niya kasi bumili ako sa kanya, and then a few days after, they sent a message asking me how I felt about the product, not really asking for 5-star rating. Alam mo yun, bad trip yung parang, don't forget to rate us, yung ganun. Hindi. They didn't ask for the rating, they asked for what you actually think of the product. And I think that's important. So I gave them what I think, tapos parang, okay, we will reformulate, ganyan. So parang mafe-feel mo yung sincerity versus yung mga sellers, mas na sa Shopee na, don't forget to rate us, ganyan-ganyan. Parang, I don't normally rate, especially yung mga ganun pag hinihingi. Kasi parang alam mo na gusto lang nila ng evidence na ma-rate. Like with us, with Caticorn, we never ask for rating. Yung mga ratings doon is because the clients or the customers are the ones who wholeheartedly gave it to me. Okay? Tip number 5, adapt quickly and innovate. This is very important, and I think I've mentioned this earlier. It's very important that you adapt quickly, especially during the pandemic. Sadly, for my Caticorn dreams, nahirapan kaming mag-adapt. There was so much hurdle with our business. Even if we tried to supply soaps, it takes curing. So, alam mo yun, hindi kami masyadong naka-adapt. So, talagang na-affect kami. Nahirapan talaga kami. Even with our classes, it was so hard for me to convert everything kasi nga, the supply chain was really affected. So, kahit na gusto ko man i-convert ka agad, walang imports. I had nothing. So, it was really devastating. But, yun lang. Some companies, some businesses were luckier than us, like si Mori Notes or like si Lamason I will be featuring also that company in the next few weeks. Si BC Fragrance, they were so much luckier and they were able to wade through the tide during the pandemic kasi they were quick to adapt. They were quick to roll out all their new products. Like si Mori Notes, they were early adopters of reusable face masks. Ang dami nilang na-generate na sales nun sa mga companies, sa corporations, sa mga banks, ganyan, marami. Si Lamason they were able to pivot their business into succulents when people are suddenly into being plantitos and plantitas. Diba? So, they started as parang home decors and fragrance, which parang medyo naglaylo yung fragrance, biglang nag-boom yung succulents, yun, nag-adapt sila kagad doon. Si BC Fragrance, from being fragrance na medyo naging obsolete, yung perfume, boom, biglang nag-ano sa mga alcohols and sanitizers. So yun, you have to be quick to adapt. Yun, for us naman, I think our pet care was okay. But then again, it's not as high as the volume of our Capricorn dreams kasi before. Before kasi, basta. Yeah, so we were really greatly affected, just to put it simply. Yun. Okay? So, eto rin, and innovate. So, this was shared to me by my friend, Mitzi Uy of Mori Notes, na instead of focusing your attention sa neighbors mo, sa other products, competitors mo, focus on yourself and innovate. Like her, she has been recently copied by a bigger local company. Yung purse books niya, yung anchor product niyang purse book, yung journal na parang may zipper and pouch, kinopy yun, may gumaya, may gaya-gaya. Ganun talaga, that's life, that's business. May gagaya talaga sa'yo one way or the other. Especially if nakita nila that you're selling a lot, that you're selling things, and you're successful with it, may gagaya talaga. I've experienced that countless times. Maraming gumagaya sa Capricorn teams. But what's important is, you innovate. And kagaya ng sinabi ni Mitzi, they can copy you, but they can never duplicate your mind. So as long as you keep your mind sharp, as long as you are always on your toes, innovating, thinking about new ideas, rolling out, planning those things, hindi naman nila mananakaw yun sa'yo, di ba? By the time na, unless they're quick to gaya, I mean, meron din ganun, pero you just go on. Kasi there will always be Me Too products. There will always be Me Too people, hindi lang products. There will always be Me Too people. There will always be Me Too products. There will always be gaya-gaya. But, my mom would always tell me to take it as a compliment. Imitation is your greatest form of flattery. I don't really believe that. Because it's really frustrating. Basta, just keep on innovating. And I guess surround yourself with supportive people to keep you inspired. It can be a little challenging now kasi we're all alone in our houses, but try to keep the connections there with your friends, with your community. I'm very much grateful for my oiling community, for those activities na nagtatanong sila, yung mga ganong exchanges kasi that's all we have right now. Unlike before, I'd always have classes monthly and I get to meet new people monthly and talk about new things monthly. Now wala, and it really took a toll on me. I think also, emotionally, I was really pulled down by the pandemic, by all the losses that I've experienced in the past year. And the past year, like my personal life was really lagapak in 2019, 2020, everybody's financial and social life was lagapak. And I just wanna set everybody's expectations na 2021 will still be the same. I mean, let's not expect idealism here, diba? It's gonna be the same. Kapit lang tayo lahat. But, on the flip side, I want you to be inspired kasi marami din companies na nag-start ngayong pandemic and you can really start it now. DTI, I think, is accepting online applications for their DTI registration. So, yun, if you want to start your business, you want to start it with it formally na, it's just nice to have your own brand and your own company name and registered sa DTI. So, you can also put it on your Instagram na your DTI registered, ganyan, you can post it there. Kasi parang, it commands legitimacy in some way. It commands parang formality in some way. Yun. But, if you're not ready for that, okay lang din. Pwede ka naman magtimpla-timpla, sell it to your friends, ganyan, sell it on Shopee, ganon. Okay lang din naman. I think Shopee is not really requiring people to upload DTI permits now, right? Unless you're parang Shopee mall, ganyan. Tsaka required ng papers. Pero, normally yata hindi. Kasi parang it's like eBay. People can sell their old things or something. They can sell their stuff without really like being a business. So, yun, you can take advantage of that. Anyway, ang laki ng binoom ng Shopee ngayon. Everyone is on Shopee. You can start from there. As to the cracks that BIR will be doing in the future, I really don't know. You have to keep abreast on the latest news about that. Hindi na kasi applicable sa akin kasi we are really, paying sa BIR since then. We have been registered early on kasi nga we when we started, nag-retail kami kaagad, nag-mall kami kaagad, and it's sort of a requirement even at that time. So yon, if you want to explore the business side of it, I highly encourage you to do so because somewhere along the way, it's human nature that we'd want to turn our passion into something profitable. In fact, yan nga yung ano ko eh. That's the entire theme of my Live Well with Aromatherapist Jirbie Go podcast season 2. This season, we are talking about passion and how these people have profited from their passion. So yun, I hope you guys would follow that podcast, listen into it, and be inspired from it. Because I really take time also to find guests to bring in the show para ma-inspire yung audience on their learnings, on how they were able to normally they single-handedly did it on their own. Yun, I just wanted my audience to be inspired, especially at this time. So yun, that's my top 5 tip for all you budding oil bularias na entrepreneur or gusto maging entrepreneur. I encourage you to do so. I would like to inspire you to do so. If you have questions, you can DM me. You can send me a Viber message. You can DM me. So there, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I inspired you in some ways. And if you want to be inspired more, ayan, don't forget to follow my Spotify, my podcast. A lot of other women entrepreneurs will be there this season. I think I can cover 10 to 15 episodes for this. So yun, iba-ibang industry, iba-ibang businesses. But all of those episodes, you will learn from it. You will definitely learn from it. Okay? So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye! Mm-hmm.